Hey, what's going on? James Smiley, Ultimate Influencers Awaken. Thanks for being here.
There's a time to live and there's a time to die. Today is my day to live, but what about you? Are you living that life that you always dreamed? Well, if not, then welcome to Ultimate Influencers Awaken with me, your host, James Smiley. Awaken that entrepreneur within you in just 5 minutes a day.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's James. I am on, once again, in the car like I do almost all these. Thanks for hanging out with me today. It is almost Christmas time and it's just really cool. We just had our very first really cold day here in Texas, in Dallas. So 37 degrees and it is like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So it gets freezing cold here sometimes during the winter. So anyway, but it's a great day. It's not raining or anything. So I am on my way to meet with a couple of big business leaders. I've been asked to come in on a big social media project, new mobile app coming out for Ben. Really excited about that and just all the different angles and things that we're going to be doing in terms of marketing and taking that product to market next year. So really, really pumped about that. Just a huge vision of being able to help, hundreds of thousands, possibly millions of men. So anyway, really excited about that. Having a big strategy meeting here with a bunch of key leaders, and that project is going really well. So anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys today about connection. And connection is something that it's been a part of my life ever since I was, my early 20s. The way that you're going to generate influence with people is all about connecting with them on a real level, right? And I look at any of the relationships I've made, anything I've ever sold, my marriage, any relationships, obviously, family, friends, partnerships, strategic ventures, any of these things. When I look back at, being, 36 now and look at, having sold, $200 million of corporate products and helped IPO a company and all these kind of things, right? And when you look back at life, and this is something really important I think everybody should do, is look back at your life and kind of look at, what were the success points, right? Like what really got you there? What was the root? Not just skills, like get deeper than that, right? Get to the real why, the motive and the psyche that got you there. And I think those are like the lifelong lessons, the best practices, the things that where you go from just a life to a legacy and those kind of things. And so anyway, as I've looked back, I can't tell you how important connection and connecting with people on a heart level has been. And I feel like I'm really good at it one-on-one and in person. And it's something that, just to be honest and real, if you'd allow me just to be honest and real, I feel like I've struggled with that, with being as real as I am in person. I feel like I've struggled with that in terms of doing it online and doing it over technology because, when technology first started, it really wasn't about connection, reaching the masses, selling products, building relationships. It wasn't about connecting with somebody's heart. It was more about just getting in front of them. It was more about can you reach them, right? One of the things we talk about in our academy is, how technology has moved from an era of reach. In the last few years, it's been all about, probably 5, 6, 7, probably 7 or 8 years, 9 years. It's been all about reach. How many can you reach? If you could reach 1,000, Facebook will help you reach 2,000. If you could reach 2,000, Facebook will help you get 3,000, or Twitter or Snapchat or whatever you're using. It was all about how many people you could reach. Well, now that the internet has become so clogged with information, the future, the current state in the future of technology is all about connection. It's all about connection. And people like me who I do, just being kind of honest and open here, guys, but I feel like I do, that's like my strongest point is connecting with people when I'm in person. People like me should be able to really impact millions of people on the internet, right? Because we're moving into an era of connection and that's my game. But the thing is that I've been realizing, and just kind of, reflecting on the year and kind of figuring out, how do we serve more people next year, and how do we expand and really get to the vision that we feel like is our destiny, our God-given destiny. Like, how do we do that? And guys, for me, it's all about connecting more and learning to connect more with people and learning to serve them more and kind of detaching service with getting something back, okay? And for a number of years, many of us have been indoctrinated that the more that you can, or we've been indoctrinated that service equals getting something back, getting something in return. And it's worked. It's worked for people for a while, like especially in the mid to late 2000s. It worked really, really well. I could go over example after example after example of how well it worked, but it's not working anymore. And that era kind of fizzled out a couple years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and most people have not caught on to it yet. And the big gurus and the people who are out there as a big established brand, like, they can continue to ride that wave. But people like us that are looking to still get established and grow and scale, we have to connect. We have to move to the new tactics of our era. Whereas people who already have what I call the inertia of their enterprise moving, they can still kind of ride the tide, but we have to ride the wave. And so, the waves right now in technology are all about connection. And the more and more cluttered the internet gets, and it will get more and more connected every second of every day, connection is going to become more and more exponentially important. And so if there's anything I could tell you about building your brand, building your lifestyle brand, your product, your service, anything I could tell you about selling more product, getting your music in front of more people, getting your courses in front of more people, getting your book in front of more people, if there's anything I can tell you, it's bridge to becoming more real, more human, more interactive, more alive to people. Don't just see that. One of the things that I didn't do very well this year, and I hope you guys are okay with me just being honest and real, was we delivered amazing business tactics, like really good content. And some of my business friends would get in there and they would listen to some of our stuff or watch some of our stuff, and they're like, man, like, this stuff is like really good. Like, how'd you get this? And I'm like, yeah, it is good, but let me just tell you, like, I'm not a Tony Robbins. I'm not a Russell Brunson. I'm not a Brian Tracy. I'm not whoever, right? Like, whoever is your, like, big, kind of entrepreneur guru. I'm not a Mark Cuban. I'm not a whoever, right? So, like, what I'm saying is, the realization that I had, the kind of the slap in my own face, was no one cares. I mean, yeah, we sold products and we did some things, but at the end of the day, I'm not saying no one cares, okay, but it was just a generalization. That's how I think in generalizations and kind of strategic moves and things like that. It's like no one really cares as much as they care about, can you connect with them? And so it's funny how, like, the last 4, 5, 6 months, you've been hearing me talk about it more. We put out less content. We tried to be more real, honest, show the backside of what we're doing, that kind of thing. It's crazy how our engagement and our just overall, our just things have picked up. And so here's a quick example. So we have email sequences out there, right? There's times when we've been blasting, 1-2 emails a day for 30, 40 days, and then we see what the results are in our business, okay? And there's days when we send 1 email a week, okay? On average, we send at least 1 or 2 a week. Depends on what type of list you've opted into and what kind of information you want to get from us. But what I did was I shut all of it off. Literally, I turned every email off, and I said, I'm starting from scratch. And I'm going to be honest and real and share with people stuff that I would share if I were looking at you face to face. And if I were looking at you face to face and we just met, I would not tell you a whole bunch of crazy business techniques and tactics. I'd probably tell you more about my life more about, you'd probably know that I'm a father. You'd probably know that my son passed away, and I went through 7 years of his life and just like completely stripping myself of every bit of, or most of my self-ambition and self-promotion and all those things to take care of him and to work in a secret and quiet place with him when nobody knew. And to be honest, in the business world, like no one really cared, right? It's all about production and those kind of things. But I learned to build my own character and all those kind of things. So those kind of things will probably come out. You probably know that I'm sincere and genuinely intrigued by who you are, what your story is, what your goals are. And those kind of things, I just slap myself because I'm like, I've been really, I'm kind of an extreme talker, so don't take this the wrong way. But I've been really bad at doing that. And that's me rating myself. I really don't think a lot of people would totally rate me that way. But in terms of what I know my potential is, I'm like, man, I've not been very good at this. And so, all right, I'm here a few minutes early so we can talk. So anyway, yeah, so I just, so what I did, okay, was I took down all of our emails, I put them all on pause, and I wrote 3 emails, and I said, okay, I want to write 3 emails and talk to totally cold traffic, people who have never, ever heard of me before, ever. And so I went out and we created an opt-in page. It's ultimateinfluencers.com/VA for virtual assistant. We ran an ad to it and said, hey, if you're looking to outsource your life and create, a lifestyle where you don't have to work and do everything, then I'll show you, basically the 7 steps of how I've done it. And I put in hours and hours and hours of my own time. Now, I didn't outsource it, my own time into this cheat sheet that we put together. And it ended up being 19 pages, color, all kinds of links, just amazing. Like, it looks awesome. And so we put it on, it's ultimateinfluencers.com/VA if you guys want to see it. And so we put that up. And ask people, say, hey, if you're interested, just give me your email and that'll let me know where you want me to send this. And so we went out, we bought 100 clicks of traffic. So 100 clicks of people who've never heard of us before, and almost 40% of people opted in. It's like 38% of people opted in. So that told me right away our messaging was much more real, human, and that's a really high opt-in rate. And 6 of those people signed up for our webinar. And then a part of the email sequences is I said, hey, here's your cheat sheet. And I was really, personal about it. And I said, would you mind replying with got it if you, just to let me know you got this. And believe it or not, for the first time ever in the, almost 2 years of this business, the first time ever, people replied and said, got it. And I was just like, breakthrough. Okay. I don't know if you guys know that much, or some of you or get what I just said. Some of you are like, what the heck? Who cares? No. To get somebody who doesn't know you to reply to a robot generated email that a robot sent to them, like I typed it, but a robot sent it to them, and to get them to read it and respond, that's called connection. And that's what I wanted to tell you is I've been trying so hard to just be me, and it's working. And I'm really excited about what's going to happen next year. So anyway, hopefully this meant something to you guys. If you wouldn't mind sharing it with somebody who needs to hear this. And I will continue to make it a point to drop as much information and realness that's going to help you go to the next level in your business or your passion or the lifestyle you want to promote or whatever. Yeah, I'm really, really excited for what is going to go on next year based on just some of the changes we made and the responses we're getting. So appreciate you guys so much. Let me know what you think If you wouldn't mind, like or comment and let me know if you think this is legit or if you think this is weak. So I love the realness. So, all right, guys, I will talk to you soon. And let me leave you my personal email. I don't think I've ever done this before. My personal email is marketingwithjames@gmail.com. marketingwithjames@gmail.com. If you want to send me a note, I do respond to 100% of emails. So if you send me something in my personal box, okay? All right, guys, I appreciate you, and I will talk to you soon. See you on the next one. Talk to you. Bye. Hey everyone, it's James, and I wanted to make sure that you're not missing out on anything on a daily basis. So make sure that every morning when you're on your way to work or when you're in your car, make sure that you're plugged in to Ultimate Influencers Awaken podcast, where every day we're sharing daily mentoring and entrepreneur hacks. And also you can go on to ultimateinfluencers.com/blog and get yourself subscribed to all our daily updates and those kind of things. The other thing is make sure you're subscribed on your iTunes app or on your Android app. And also another really cool thing is on ultimateinfluencers.com/blog, you can check out every single lesson we've ever done, as well as get the transcripted blog of every single show we've ever done. And then let me also remind you guys that in the evenings, we're doing Facebook live shows on facebook.com/ultimateinfluencers, where almost every single day we're discussing peak performance hacks for you and your business that are going to keep you from taking the long route when you're trying to get things done and trying to accelerate your business and accelerate your life. So once again, guys, thanks so much for being a faithful member of our tribe. And once again, get on over to ultimateinfluencers.com/blog, get yourself subscribed, check out all the free blogs and content there, and you'll have a ton of fun. And make sure you don't miss out on anything.